Hi, I'm Unbeknowntech. Apparently I'm starving, and welcome back to Safe Harbor. Now, last episode you saw me start construction on a few things. I've done a little bit from there, so I really need to figure something out. One hand, I could just enchant regularly and deal with, well, the RNG of vanilla Minecraft enchanting, which is not particularly fun to deal with. Or I could do the iron farm like I've been wanting to, but split some of the cobblestone off and, well, haunt it. Now, when I say haunt, there's a particular crafting function in this mod, or collection of mods in this pack, that allows me to, well, haunt using soul campfires. Now, soul campfires are very simple in practice, but it would allow me to turn things into infested stone variants, which, if you are already understanding what I'm getting at, this will allow me, using a deployer, to attack block. This block will turn into a silverfish, which when killed will drop enchantment. What are they called? Those little chunks. They're nuggets of XP, aren't they? I'm tired. Nuggets of experience, that's what they are. Using that, I can actually knock out both this and this, having a higher enchantment capability, and I actually have a supply of iron. And even then, I could also split off that cobblestone even further, turn it into sand, get gold. Then I'll be able to, well, make a lot of gold. Hopefully. Depends on how fast I can actually make this, considering these are only two, level 9s? Which, at 147,000 stress, there's that, like, almost 300,000 stress units I can use. So, with that knowledge, I guess I should, get the first bit going. And wow, okay, can I turn this up? I know I set this slow, but there we go. Threshing wheels. An engineer's best friend and worst enemy depending on where you are. Because here, it's death. When running, it is not fun. So first I should sleep. Or sleep. Bleh. My tongue is not working today. He clicked on you fools. Ah. Okay, what am I? Is that faster? Why is that on fire? Probably a lightning storm. Okay. So one of the first steps I should get to is collecting drills. I think I have a bunch crafted though. Okay, I got 7. The Create mod in its 6.0 update has actually changed how these function when making a farm. So we already know the baseline, variation of such a farm, which is literally just, if I had my pickaxe out, a few blocks, maybe a stair if you're feeling fancy, and have water flowing into flowing lava to make stone, or stone into water. Or what? Stone into water. Wow, I am not prepared to speak today. Oh, hi. Basically this. Step without causing destruction to our ability to make it. But with the recent update, once it detects that what you've built as a cobblestone generator, to reduce lag, it'll actually basically make it a infinite generator without breaking the block. It'll just spit it out about 1 every second, so I get 7 cobble, which is ground down into 7 gravel. That gravel and then is washed, which gets me flint and nuggets, which takes a bit to actually get through. And yeah, can I? You're fireproof, right? Why do you have... Just nudge? Are you fireproof? I want to see. It appears so. Okay, so science has been done. Let me just write down. Okay. The only difference between messing around and science is writing it down. Remember that. Anyways. Where was I? Okay. Not even the first 10 minutes and I'm already off track. Okay. Let's get to collecting resources and getting the first part of this build, all right? So, in the midst of me gathering supplies, I realized I'm going to need a lot of logs considering to make... Wow, that was louder than I expected. Considering to make andesite casing requires me to have stripped logs. So, I threw together a tree farm because I had some of the materials needed lying around and I crafted a little bit more. And now I have an endless supply of wood and apples and saplings and sticks. These are from other expeditions, so I just threw them in. But now I have an endless supply of wood powered by a steam engine, which means I just need to, well, start work on that iron farm. Now I have 14 mechanical drills, so I plan to do a double-sided system where it has 7 drills on each side for 14 cobblestone every time it breaks one. Of course, that's going to need a bunch more chutes, and main reason for this, more andesite casing to make encase chains. Because encased... Oh wait, there it is. Encased chain drives take andesite casing and iron nuggets. Now I have plenty of iron nuggets currently from all the mining I've done, but I need enough wood for the casing. But now that I have it, I can actually craft that up. So I'm gonna quickly get to that and hopefully we can get started on that. Hopefully. Between the last clip and this one, I have procrastinated a lot. Much more than I would actually appreciate. But I have made the iron farm, and on top of that, I've made this clay farm. Of course, with that, I need, of course, for most of these builds, I'm going to need brick. Because brick is like the #1 thing here. But on top of that, I realized I can't really use this alcove unless I build something very specific on top of it. So I've decided to build my workshop on top of it. Now you may ask, Tech, what do you mean by your workshop? Well, I plan to place a, maybe, shut it zombie, 3-block deep, like, edge of limestone with a glass center and brick walls. And I might do, like, I think there's a weathered looking metal thing. Well, a block of weathered iron. I can use that for the roof as along with iron girders. This alcove I can't really use. It jets out into this area, but I think it'll make a nice workshop, especially with the natural lighting from the lava. And, well, with glass, I'm going to need sand. And you may say, you already got sand right here. That may be right. Unfortunately, it is all being turned into sand. Not sand, clay. So I'm going to have to split off some to use for my own purposes off onto this side and turn it into glass. So this one cobble generator now makes iron and clay, but we're going to be adding sand onto that. And I guess I'll see you then. And if you may ask why it took me so long to stop procrastinating, I don't know. I guess I'll procrastinate about that later. But of course, me building the clay thing was actually done live on twitch.tv/Unbeknowntech live. You want to catch me building things live? Because I plan to start recording and streaming at the same time. Hence why, well, let me just flip it on real quick. You might see my VTuber now. This is what I use to sort of give myself a little bit more movement and action. So, if you want to see that, come by the streams and say hi. Check it out. Already so close to affiliate, so that would be very cool if I could do that. So, for now, I'm going to pop to a time lapse of me doing this, and I might modify that while in that time lapse. So I'll see you then. After building all this, I've thought, well, it definitely needs some decoration and, well, can't leave our power generation just here on the corner. So I thought we'll put the two main boilers in here, allowing them to basically have everything ran through the back here and up and down along girders and brackets. And, well, to do that, I'm going to need another time lapse, unfortunately. But, again, it's done live on Twitch. And hope to see you there. So let's just roll that time lapse and, well, that's the wrong button. Take everything down, move it over here, and suffer without power for a bit. So after that time lapse and a little bit of stuff I did afterwards off camera, we now have our two steam engines in the corners, an entire room dedicated to blasting, haunting, smoking, and washing, as well as a little lava spout because that's useful, and a much smaller room for pressing, compacting, and mixing, with two little guys on the floor, as well as placing my little these gauges. And so far, I'm using 253,000 stress units powering all that, this, and that, which is only 14% of my total stress output from those two steam engines. Now that I have all that, that means I should probably look into... That looked weird for a moment. That tree just got eviscerated. I should probably look into building an actual storage system because, well, what I have is that barrel, which is an output for those mechanical crafters. All these barrels, this chest and that chest, plus all of the chests up there. I need to make one large centralized area of storage, but I don't think I'm going to be getting to that today. And this was a lot of building and time lapses. I personally wish I could have gotten more stuff, especially with my lack of videos in the past month or so, which I do apologize for. Procrastination gets me way too good at times. So I'll try to make it up, especially with the streams and such. If you want to swing on by that, I'll leave a link down in the description. Drop a follow, say hello, and well, hopefully you'll come again at some point, because I'll be doing most of the time lapses live, well, live streaming, so anything that's seen there, well, is sped up in the videos. Plus, I might record some things once or twice during stream, so I might have to cut between this view and having my VTuber shown. But I think this came out really nicely. I got girders across the entire top, some lanterns hanging down. I even tried varying up the chain length a little bit, mostly making one of them short in each row. And if I swap over to free cam, I hid most of the piping. So anything like that is, well, harder to see. But it does mean it makes it much easier to sort of not run into a lava pipe or a water pipe. And I got these fairly well set up. Plus, I have a speed controller up here, so nothing really can mess up power output unless it, blows up near one of the connecting points, such as there. Now, I don't know how many items per hour this goes, but hopefully I'll have enough iron to make all those volts. I definitely don't have enough wood already. So, I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a nice and wonderful day, evening, whatever you want to have it be. Could be even a night. I don't really care when you watch this. But, have a good day. And peace.